Yeah. All right. I got to jump on a call here real quick, and then it'll be about 30 minutes, though.
I'm back from my trailer.
Let's take you there. Let's do that there. I didn't want you to do that. Okay, I think we have audio as well. So I believe it is a 6:58, so we'll get started here in a couple minutes. So that's working correct.
All right.
We've lowered quality, so hopefully it streams better, and it still looks pretty good.
It's very little picture.
It's a little picture, but it looks fine.
Yeah.
It's just two guys sitting in a shop.
Yeah. Talking about putting cones on rocks. That's what we do.
Extreme traffic control.
All right, we're right at 7,
right.
So we will get started. Real quick, want to give a huge shout out to the people that keep us on the road. That is Maxxis Tires, Laser Nut Manufacturing Metal Cloak Suspension, Brannick Motorsports, Crown Automotive, Spider Trex Axles. Just shared something from those guys today. They have a new true 10-inch housing coming out that is really, really cool. So if you guys are looking for incredible strength, check out that Spider Trex housing. If you can't get to some place that's on display, check out their Facebook page real quick. The Raceline wheels, PCI race radios, and Tire Right. What's it doing?
We lost the other chat. I don't know how to get there.
All right.
All right, now I can see as it's frozen again.
Seems to be fine.
Sure. We'll see how it looks.
All right. So Texas coming up here in a couple weeks. It is the East versus the West versus Texas. Super excited for the Mason event at Coutimsy Rocks. Thanks especially to Randy and Shane for having us back down there one more time again. We are looking forward to some new courses down there. So we've got some extra help coming out during the week. So hopefully we can try and find some more terrain that we haven't used for a little bit. But
this will be, I don't think I've ever set courses down there.
You have not?
I have not been down there since we took over. So
yeah. We competed, last would have been 2021.
And then we took the Bronco down there and announced in 22.
In 22.
So
yeah, very exciting. It's such a great place to wheel. The pink granite down there is unbelievable for traction. So the things that you can do with a vehicle are pretty incredible. So we will see what Caleb has in store for courses with the terrain that we can dig up down there. But real quick on the East versus West versus Texas. So the reason we're billing it as that. So if you show up and you run the Texas event, regardless of where you place, you will get points tallied for both the East Series and points for the West Series. So a really good way to pick up those national points for you guys that want to go for the Brannick Motorsports National Championship. You can clock 2 events here with that one.
And they still have to run four events total, correct?
Yeah, we will take the scores of the top 4 events.
So if you're going for the National Series, you would still have to run your entire East or West Series along with Texas.
Right, and it doesn't necessarily have to be that. Say, that's probably going to be the easiest, just with geographically how everything's spread out this year event-wise. But if you want to run Texas and you get 2 events there, and you want to run Tennessee and you came to Baghdad, that would also qualify you for the Brannick Motorsports National Championship as well. So that part is really cool. With the series points, you only have to run 3 out of 4. So if you run, say, West Virginia, Tennessee, and Texas, that would get you your 3. If you run the 4th in Pennsylvania, then you take the top 3 scores, and that's how we do the series as well. Same thing goes for the national championship. So.
So yeah, the Texas event counts for your 2 events, and then you still need 3 events. So could they run Texas, right, and then one other? Would you only need to run one other East to qualify for? That would be 3, or I guess it's only that's only 2 East Coast events if you run Texas and then West Virginia, Tennessee.
Right. So you'll still have to run the 3 events. In your 3 out of the 4 in your series, but if you run Texas, it does get you the national points.
But
easy as you're going to get them with the schedule that we have this year.
And technically, you would still need 5 events to go for the national, correct? Because Texas is 2, and then you run your 3 other events for a total of 5 overall.
If you're doing the series,
if you're going for the national championship,
if you're doing the series and the national championship, that would be 5 scored events. So you get 2 out of Texas, but yeah.
So that's mainly just for the national championship is when that 2 events come into play.
Yep, exactly. So as always, it's about as confusing as the points scoring in WERock. So
just run as many events as you can and win.
All
you need to do is win, because then you win.
Yep. So we are talking about Texas coming up here in just a couple of weeks. It is presented by 4-Wheel Parts San Antonio and Austin. So thank you to 4-Wheel Parts for stepping up and helping out with the East versus West event. So the reason that we bill it as the versus Texas is it could be really interesting if we have someone that's, say, not running the series. If we have some Texas guys that come in and run, and say they take the top 2, spots on the podium, well, that could really change the points. You would, your highest series competitor would get 3rd place points for 2 events. So that could still pretty well open the door, and I'm very anxious to see if we can get the Texas competitors to come in and really kind of shake things up with the national points and the series. So that could be really interesting.
Yep, it's I mean it's double the events, but it's also double the risk because you will get whatever position you place, you get that 2 times.
Right. Yeah. So if if you show up and you take first, boy, you've got 2 first place criteria, points for both East and West.
So especially for teams going for the national series, if they want to run all that, they come to Texas and win. That is automatically 2 first place to the national series. So if anyone else wants to try and battle that, they're pretty much going to have to go to like West Virginia, Tennessee, along with the Western Series in order to try and make up those points. So it could make an interesting points battle.
Yep. Very, very exciting. I can't wait to see how the format works out. Like we said, the park, Coutemsy Rocks, is absolutely amazing. So, it's always a good time there. So one of the questions that we had kind of left off on last week was about camping. So all of the RV sites are full, and Shane said there's like a 6 deep waiting list for those. So all of the electric sites are spoken for. I did not get confirmation on the cabins, so we can check with Randy and see if there are any cabins left. But I'm sure they are probably very, very close to being full, if not full already. However, there is tons of dry camping, lots of level space available if you haven't been there before. So not like Baghdad where everything's kind of on a slope. It's Texas, and even though it's in hill country, it is very, very flat. So lots of dry camping available. So make sure you're just prepared for that. They do not allow dogs. I'm pretty certain because of the rocks, and they're just very, very sharp and really, really hard on pets there. So keep that in mind as well.
Sounds like yes, the cabins are already full.
Yep. So Rob says the cabins are full. So, and I assume that was probably the case, but I didn't want to put information out there that I wasn't 100% confident in. So thank you, Rob, for chiming in on that one, or at least the Wheeling Out West name. I'm assuming that's Rob. All right. Wow. I don't know. What else do we have in store? So we were just at Caleb's jazz concert just a few minutes ago, and I did not have the forethought to put together tonight's agenda ahead of time. Been working pretty hard here in the shop trying to get caught up on some projects that we are behind on. So, and then we head out to Pennsylvania this weekend as well. So we can try and get some progress on announcing that eastern site for Pennsylvania. So we're super, super excited for that. Yeah, I believe no pets, George. I will double check on that, but I'm pretty certain that's in their rules that they don't allow dogs there. Or that's probably any type of pet. Maybe fish are okay.
I think a lizard would do all right.
Lizard.
There. Yeah.
They do have, what do they call them? Rock squirrels? They do have rock squirrels there, which are super cool. So if you guys are out wheeling, just check that out. Okay, Randy says as long as they're leashed. So we'll double check on that, see what we can find out.
I know we've had dogs out there before.
I know we have too.
I can also understand that it's a little harsh on them too.
Yeah. So we'll double check that for you guys as well. Forgot where else I was going.
Are they serving food at the pavilion?
Yes. Yep. Okay. So we will have the, I can't remember the name right now. Something Creek. They do a phenomenal job for you guys that have been there. Breakfast tacos, burritos, hamburgers, all kinds of delicious stuff available on site right there in the campground Saturday and Sunday. So make sure you come out and do that. Also, make sure you guys share the events page, the Facebook link. Open wheeling is available all weekend long. Come in and it'll just be regular park fees. There's no extra charge for the WERock event. So a really good way to come out and kind of get a good value for your money to come out and see a WERock event and be able to wheel the rest of Katimsi Rocks there in Mason, Texas. So make sure you guys invite your friends, tell everybody to bring their Jeeps. I know the 4 Wheel Parts crew out of Plano, Dallas, and probably San Antonio and Austin. I know they're planning on bringing Jeeps down as well so that they can watch the WERock event and then also go out and enjoy some trails while they're there. So make sure you share that event with everybody that would like to come out and wheel. So that would be a really good way to get a good value for a WERock event. So no extra charge. Come in and sign up for trail wheeling, and you can stop by and watch the WERock comp both 10 o'clock Saturday and 10 o'clock Sunday until usually around 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon both days. So
yep. And then I believe we are the weekend after the Land Cruiser Roundup. So
yeah, so the Land Cruiser event will be there the week before. The week in between, I believe, is the Rockaholics that Steve Marquardt puts on, the hardcore trail wheeling, both at Wolf Caves and Katimsi there. So if you guys have some hardcore stuff and you want to jump on that Rockaholics part with Steve, that is very, very cool. So got something from Veronica.
So yeah, we do an early Saturday morning tech. I believe we are going to be enforcing the rules a little bit more this year, to where I think it's open 7 to 8 is you just come in and tech and we get you registered and everything. And I believe 8 to like 9.
Yeah, any 8 to 9 registration automatically puts you first in flight for both days. So make sure that if you guys are coming or plan to be there, go ahead and jump on WeRockLive.com, fill out the registration for the Texas event, and then you can put pay at event. And then that way we at least know that we'll be looking for you guys. We'll have your information ready to go. So even if you do play or plan on paying at the event, go ahead and jump on WeRock Live and sign up there if you would.
Yep.
Yeah. So good information there as well. So I did see. Well, I don't know. Is there any other event stuff that we wanted to talk about for Texas? Texas barbecue.
Yep.
I know that we will definitely be heading to Cooper's Pit in Llano. So I'm excited for that. We'll probably head over to, is it the Llano River? I think it's the Llano River that we go to. So if it's warm, the Llano River is just east of Mason, and that's a really, really cool place to hang out in the afternoon as well. So
yeah, that worked it was really nice when I believe we had that event.
Yeah, it was the COVID start.
Yep. So we ended up being in June or something.
It was June, I think, which is extremely hot in Texas.
It was warm, but the river was pretty much perfect to sit. The water was high, and at least higher than the last time I had seen it.
Yeah.
So it was that was nice. Even though it was hot during the day and being on the rocks, it was awesome to go chill out in the river.
Yeah. Yeah, so it is definitely a fun event site for sure. So Steve Marquardt just chimed in, Rockaholics Anonymous 3. So this is his third season putting that together. and it's tough. They run a lot of really, really hard stuff. If you guys have ever wheeled with Steve outside of comp stuff, you probably wouldn't notice much difference because he's always trying to wedge that thing into places it shouldn't be, and it's a really good time and awesome to watch. So, so on the competitor side, I did see that Josh Pat made the trek, got his pro modified car with rear steer picked up, so he has the opportunity to run both the pro mod side and pro trail. But so we're definitely
or the pro trail side,
or the pro trail side, pro mod or the pro mod side.
Pro mod what? You can't do both at the same time.
Oh yeah.
I'm just saying pro mod or the pro trail.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so we're excited to have Josh back. I know he was jonesing to have the Jordan brothers and the Matrix buggy, at Baghdad was a real treat for all of us rock crawling fans. Definitely fun to have Tracy and back on course and smiling and having fun. So that's definitely very, very cool. So I know that he missed Baghdad as much as we missed having him at Baghdad as well. So that's some exciting news there.
I think on the competitor side, I think with Steve Marquardt coming, I'm sure a lot of the East Coast guys will be making the long drive to Texas.
Yep.
I'm sure we'll see Dale Stotler, Dean, and Danny Benner.
And then the two Crazy Cruiser. Well, I guess Dale's part of Crazy Cruiser Motorsports now as well.
He's part of Benner Motorsports.
Benner Motorsports.
Benner Motorsports.
Okay.
And then we will have a Crazy Cruiser Motorsports reunion in Texas with Dave Wong stepping into the team, along with Cam Beasley and
Rich Earnhardt.
So we will have, I believe, all of the Crazy Cruiser Motorsports team.
Yep.
And
I know that we have Barefoot Motorsports watching as well. I know that they will be there. So it's shaping up to be a really good East versus West battle. Very, very excited to see these guys go head to head. And I mean, it couldn't be in a better place. I mean, the rocks there are just really, really cool. So if you guys haven't been, make sure you stop by and check that out, just because it's going to be the who's for both the East and the West. So, and then hopefully we can, yeah, it is, Eric, how long is the drive for you guys, to get out there? I know that we, years and years ago, when we went to the original Katimsi, we went there from Kansas City. It's a 12-hour drive. And we got to the awards, the dinner on Saturday night, and they're like, well, who drove the furthest? I'm like, well, we drove all the way from Kansas City. And they're like, well, how long was that? And I was like, 12 hours. And they said, well, somebody else over here from Texas also drove 12 hours, and they were in the same state. So they somehow beat us out, and they live in the state. So I know it's a long trip across there for sure.
It looks like we have Brassanini bringing their rigs and coming out and compete, so that'll be awesome. I'm sure they were pretty bummed missing bringing the cars to Baghdad.
And I don't think we talked about that. So they were on vacation in Mexico, and they had arranged things to where they could get the truck and trailer and the buggies and everything to the airport. They were going to fly in, jump in there, and then head directly to the event, and their flight got delayed. So they weren't able to make it. So we definitely really missed those guys being out with us as well. But
being on course. So
yeah. So
that'll be awesome to see them come to Texas. Then that's even better for points. They'll pick up those two East and West. So they'll really have to push to make up for that lost Baghdad event. But there's some great drivers in that family. So I'm sure they'll put on a great show and do very well.
Oh yeah, it's going to be awesome. And to make up that, so as always, one of our favorite East events is Tennessee. And we have been working with the Kazars, Kenny, on if you guys want to make a East Coast event and you need to pick up something from the west side, make sure Tennessee is going to be really, really cool.
Our
this
only
year.
night
So,
event.
only night
And
event.
it's a great crowd and awesome atmosphere. It's really one of the few event sites where you feel like a real professional race car driver. You're out signing shirts and hats and magazines, and there's people coming up to you and kids that are wanting autographs and everything. So it's an amazing event site.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot like Baghdad as far as the layout. A little bit smaller, not quite as spread out, but it is really really a lot of fun. So that's if you get the opportunity. And I see Josh is on now, so Josh has been out as well to Tennessee. So it is it's definitely a lot of fun. So
and this year we'll be adding fireworks. So
yeah.
And even hopefully an even bigger show. It's been growing as of lately, so we've getting back to what it used to be, I believe, with spectator count.
Yeah, last year was the first year that we've used the lower parking lot in Dayton for a couple of years. So that was really nice to have the number of spectators out there that we did, and adding fireworks to that, I think it's going to be one more thing to bring families out and enjoy the show as well. So either way, we're excited to try it and have something else with the program as well. So
and we'll get more details on how everything's going to work there as we get closer to the event.
Yep.
So because this is about Texas here, we're getting real close.
Yeah.
And so hopefully everyone has their stuff fixed from Baghdad. I know we had a lot of carnage there.
Yeah, very, very rough on vehicles. Arizona is a tough place to wheel. John breaking his front axle. I have only kept up with him on Facebook, and I haven't seen any update on that. But I know that they'll be putting that car back together as well, and looking to make up some points for the breakage in Baghdad. So is that the new
breakage of Baghdad?
Yeah.
Is that being one of our hardest event sites out of the whole season, with some really hard courses that were set, and but it puts on a great show, which is perfect because that's one of our biggest events. So
yeah, and I think you did a great job with that, testing both the Unlimiteds, the Pro Trail, and the Pro Modified. I mean, it's such a tough challenge to find the right combination of difficulty for everybody, but really, really seemed like you hit
breakage in all the pro courses.
Yep.
So we got Woody saying that John's new axle should be installed by the weekend. So I'm sure he'll be out probably Monday. He'll just go out and drive out to the rocks and start getting some time on it, making sure it's all put back together right, and get a break-in period for that new front axle.
Yeah, and also with Woody online here, Heather is coming back to try and defend her title in Sportsman A, so that is going to be exciting as well. Hopefully we can snag Woody to do the shootout again like he did last year for us. And again, a huge shout out for doing the live feed in Baghdad. So great job with that. Really appreciate you. Well, that was pretty much everything I had on the top of my head. One of the things we are still continuing to look for, I would like to try and get into moon rocks. I don't know if that's going to be possible or not. I've seen some things about artifacts pop up on the Friends of Moon Rocks page. But if you are in that area and you know of some private property or anything like that, that would be much easier for us to use. We're definitely looking for some new event sites on both sides of the country. So always keep your eyes and ears open for us. And it definitely doesn't have to be an off-road park. With Tennessee being one time a year that you can get in there and do that. Same thing with Baghdad. The only access you have to be able to play on those rocks is during the event. So, thinking outside of the box, it could be a lot of other options out there to find something spectator friendly.
We're always on the road looking at rock, just off the highway. It's like, oh, there's a hotel with a bunch of good rocks out back. What if we can get in there even? So yeah, so definitely keep your eyes and ears out for us if you guys find something. Abe Croney has hit us up with a location that I think could be really neat, so we would like to try and look into that this year while we're on the road as well. So very excited to kind of check that out and keep building. All right. Oh, that's right. I have not seen the super secret spotter driver team. I don't think that's been released to the public yet. But yes, Woody does have his hands full spotting for a Pro Unlimited team as well as Heather. So good thing he's in shape because he's going to be working pretty hard there. I think we're getting pretty close to ending this off here. I think one more thing we'll mention again. We are heading out to Pennsylvania this weekend to try and lock down that last East Coast event. So we are going to be out there looking at some property, and hopefully we can find something that'll work out. I'm sure we have a lot of good friends out there that are helping out. So we will hopefully go check out and find another great event site and get that location down. Yeah,
that'll help for planning travel and all of that. But we will keep you guys posted as soon as we can secure that location and get that wrapped up for the end of the season. But make sure you guys join us for Texas. Jump online, register if you guys are planning on coming, and that way we can kind of have you in the system, and we can kind of start building the back end for the live scoring. And it seemed like that worked pretty well for our first go. So we're very excited to keep building on that and get that information out to everybody as it happens throughout the day. So, all right. Well, thanks guys for tuning in. We will. What he says, round is a shape. So that is true. But you are much taller than you are a rounder. So we will be back with you guys next week. But until then, if you have anything, don't hesitate to hit us. Text message, email, Facebook Messenger, however you guys want to get in touch with us. We're here to help and do what we can to get ready for Texas. So we will see you guys next week.